Hello everyone, and welcome to the Belgian Grand Prix. So it is of course then Apex Online Racing, qualifying of course as usual for my outlap for my league races, and Ownage is just behind me as well. So you can see that I've set in the top right then a 1 minute 44.758, so a pretty good lap so far. I just looked at my PB, I think it was a 1 minute 44.6, so not far off that. It's been a pretty good lap, and also you've probably already realised this is my first commentator video with my new microphone. Still tweaking it, so it's not quite the quality I want yet. The quality's fine, but there's a bit of an echo, which hopefully won't annoy you too much. But it does annoy me enough, so I'm trying to fix that, but for now this will have to do. Better quality than my mic at least anyway, so that's something. Anyway then, so we're on the outlap, as I said, for qualifying as usual. Coming to do a hot lap then, Ownage is behind me, so it'll just be us two then with the last who's crossed the line as it usually is. It's coming around the final chicane now then. It was a good couple of weeks ago again I did this. I'm looking forward to watching this race. I've edited it and I will tell you it's a very good race, but we're coming out the final corner now then. DRS is wide open. We've used all the curves on the way to the line, making sure I'm rich, braking just after the 100 metre ball on the left hand side. They're right down to first gear, get it turned in nicely. You want to be a little bit more into the apex than that. We're trying to avoid the curve on the outside, which is exactly what I've done, and got sweet on the throttle there. A little bit of curves. I used about 25% out of that corner, up through the gears, and once again there, making sure I'm rich just then. Keep it in 6th with my long gear ratios, which you'll see my stats in a minute, through there, and flip up to 7th, and then another 25% of curves at the top of the hill just to give that 7th gear a little bit of a boost, and straight up then pretty much into the rev pretty quickly. And braking just about the 50 metre on the left hand side. They're already 10th up then on previous, so it's looking very good for possibly even a PB then. It's looking like it could be a low 6 if I can nail the rest of this lap. And a pretty good corner there. Nailed the apexes nicely, up to 5th, and just as you hit the curve on the left hand side, they're right down to first. A little bit of a lock on the inside, but got away with it. Just touched the curve on the inside there, that just spits the rear out, puts me all over the curb. Compromised me heavily in both of these corners, missed my apex, and I ran wide. Cost me time there, probably lost, well, at least a 10th through those couple of corners. Only small mistakes, but cost me enough. A little bit of grass on the inside there, that's good. I got on the throttle very early. So that was a pretty good corner there. Up through the gears once again, up into 7th then. Coming to this chicane, very high speed chicane. Now, that was pretty sweet as well. Could have got on throttle a little bit earlier, but not bad at all. Down to 2nd now. Get it turned in nicely. Get on throttle very early, which is exactly what I've done. I am now just 100th down then, so I have indeed lost at least a 10th in the middle sector. I would say, well, I lost just over a 10th, but I would say I probably lost a 10th and a half, maybe even 2 tenths with those little mistakes, and made it up in the rest of the sector, so it could have even been a 10th and a half up if I didn't make those little mistakes, but we'll live with it now. So full throttle then for the run down to the final tight chicane. It's going to be braking very late, braking just after the 100 metre board there. Right down to first gear, get it turned in nice and early. Pretty sweet there. Bit too much throttle between the corners though. Pushed me a little bit wide for the second part. Hard on the throttle now for the run to the line then. Can I improve my time? DRS is wide open now. Old time was a 7.58. My new time is a 7.56. 0.02 of a second I found on that lap then. And Ownage did improve, but not by enough. So he's on a 44.9. So I'm actually on pole position then for this qualifying session for this race. Kifler there half a second down to a little way down. So very happy indeed with that qualifying session, and that went very well. And yeah, unfortunately I was just over a 10th off my PB. Definitely could have done it without that mistake in the middle sector, but I'm still happy with that laps. Can only be happy to get pole, and it is a wet race then. So setup 1-1 wings, 52.48 high large brakes, 111 balance, 11.1, 11.11 suspension. I'll explain that in just a second. And didn't really see the rest. I think I had slightly shorter gear ratios and full left camera, full right toe as normal, and missed the strategy again because I'm too busy chatting. Oh, we'll get all into that. That was a bit quick. Maybe I should edit that to be a bit longer next time, or take a little bit longer when I do it in the race. But should I stop for a minute? I'm all a bit pumped for after qualifying still. But yeah, we'll go through all that in, once we get into the race. So 4 lights then already, all going straight to Rich. 5 lights then in the wet with full wet tyres. Trying to get a good start. Very difficult to minimize wheel spin, but I've done a pretty good job of it. Bit of wheel spin, but Ownage has got a better start than me, but not by huge amounts, so not too worried. I'm on the inside here, braking nice and early. Get it turned into the apex. Try not to run wide, which I've done pretty sweetly. A little bit of oversteer there. Kifler's managed to get past Ownage as well, which is definitely going to help, and looks like I got a much better exit than Kifler there. He was right behind me, but lost a lot of time there on the exit, so it's looking pretty good then. So I can't remember what the percentage of rain was. Probably should have checked that, but again, it was all a bit quick for me. And the cars behind are pretty close now. They're having to use some curves to defend because they will have lots of slipstream. But luckily, the defender looks like it might even hit the rev limiter. Breaking there into this corner, and I've completely outbraked myself there. Going to have to come right across the runoff area. Hopefully Kifler's not too close to me. He's a little way back at the moment. You can see the arrows there. He's getting close. Will he have a look at the inside? No, he's too far back, so I'm going to go to the inside to defend here. Do not want to be letting Kifler past. Bring it down to first. Keep it nice and tight so we can't cut back under me. And that's worked out beautifully. So I managed to defend nicely from Kifler then, so I need to not make any more mistakes. Just need to push now to try and pull out the gap, because I should be faster than Kifler. Ownage I'm not so sure about, because he is very quick as we know. So hopefully then I can overtake Ownage in the championship as well in this race for the first time this season. It's been very close, but I've not quite managed to overtake him just yet. So Hopefully I can get the win and feel comfortable with this track. More comfortable than I ever have done at this track. I enjoy this track, but it's never been one that's particularly fast around. I don't think it quite favours my driving style. I think it's this corner I lose a bit of time in particular, but I have gained time through a couple of corners, so just the fact I'm on pole shows that I clearly have gained some speed at this track. 1.2 then to Ownage then, so Ownage managed to get past Kiffler behind by the looks of it, so that was quick. He didn't mess about with that. He knows the importance of not getting too far behind me. And so just 1.2 seconds now then, so a little bit of a gap, not a lot, but just enough to keep him out of my slipstream. So that's certainly good for me. Coming to the final chicane, and where do I brake? No idea. Just going to brake there and hope it stops, which I have done beautifully actually. First practice lap really in the wet, I think this is. For practicing for this circuit. I don't usually practice in the wet. As we come across the line now, I tend to get better exits than most of the drivers. That's 1.5 second gap, so I managed to pull out the gap a little bit further then. So as the race is calming down a little bit now, I will just walk you through my setup, particularly that 11-1, 11-11, is that right? Or was it the other way around? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I've got high front, so yeah, it's 11-1, 11-11. So I've got very hard suspension. I found that was best around this track. The higher speed corners tend to like hard suspension. And yes, low ride height as always, but 11 on the front then. So I've got a high front, which is very unusual. Someone told me about that, and I thought I'd give it a try. And actually what I've discovered is that it does make your performance ever so slightly worse. Through the corners at least. It's a little bit slower. Not a lot, but just a little bit. It just takes a little bit of bite out the front end as I run a little bit wide. They go a bit deep. Managed to keep on the track though. And lots of understeer there. But yes, the high front right here, it does take a little bit of cornering power away. But it does seem, for some reason, to help with the straight line speed quite a lot. Now, I'm no aerodynamicist, I'm not sure if that's true or if that's just a random Codemasters thing. But it certainly does in this game anyway. So places like this and Monza, I will be using high front suspension, high front ride height, which would definitely help with straight line speed, even though it takes away a little bit of cornering power. But it definitely helps in this track with a relatively high downforce track compared to someone like Monza. So there's lots of long straights, particularly this one. You're on full throttle for so long. There is corners, but this corner's easy full throttle. Even in the wet, that corner's full throttle, no problem. It's still 1.4 to Ownage there. So all this time, I'll be effectively gaining time through that, having that set up, the high front ride height. And all this is still even easy full throttle in the wet. Easy full throttle, so I'll be gaining time all the way down here, a couple of miles an hour here and there, but it certainly helps through doing more or less nothing. I always prefer that. I prefer to have better straight line speed, but worse cornering power, because I can do something about it in the corners. I can really push it and wrestle the car around there, but in the straights, there's nothing I can do but hold the throttle down. So as we cross the line now, and we've got 1.5 second gap. We saw briefly there to Ownage, but we're skipping ahead a few laps then, up to lap 6 now. So what's that, an extra 3 or 4 laps ahead. And he's just half a second behind me now, then so we slowly close it down. Tyres are starting to wear, you see on the right side there. So very, very close. There's a big gap behind Ownage to Jack first there. Big gap. And Ownage is all over my slipstream. They're using a bit of curves out the corner, having to keep looking behind. And 13 seconds then between, I think that's between me and Jack first. I can't really remember, but it's about the same for Ownage anyway, isn't it? It's about 13 seconds there back to Jack first, so a little wait. And Ownage is getting very close. He's in the slipstream, but look at that. He's either topped out or just because he's come out of the slipstream, it's slowed him down and he's not able to get really anywhere near me. He's had a pretty sweet corner there. Brake nicely, just where I wanted to. Bit of wheel spin there, just sliding through most of that corner, and I'm actually getting some time. Oh, as I've had a little bit of a lag there, and have a look at the inside of Ownage straight away. And can I get it slowed down away from the apex? But he hasn't quite got the cornering power to undercut me. He tried it, but I was back there before, or enough before, to stop him from undercutting me. And he's very close indeed now, but I don't think I'll have a look at the inside. I'm not going to defend because I know he won't. I know Ownage. I wouldn't go for that, so neither would Ownage. We're both very intelligent racers. As I've had another lag there, that's allowed Ownage ahead once again, so twice in a lap. I've had a lag freeze, and they're usually about 7/10 my lag freezes, and unfortunately that's just cost me the position twice. The first time I managed to pull off a pretty sweet move considering how last second it was, just dive at the inside of Ownage and got the move done. But this time there was no way, I was just too far back. And you see I lost 2 seconds in that middle sector, so I would say yeah, they're probably about 7/10 each, and another half a second by overtaking Ownage. So that's not good. Straight away then. That's definitely not good. As I'm going to wet tyres then, I'm going to pit this lap. Look how much I'm gaining on him in the slipstream. Have a little look at the inside just to scare him on nothing. And will he pit this lap? Will he pit this lap? No, but I do. Then I dive into the pit lane purely because that's very frustrating. And I think I was due to pit next lap, I seem to recall. But I decided to pit 1 lap early. I think if Ownage would have pitted, I would have stayed out. So I was just doing the opposite to Ownage, just to try and get back past him. Hopefully now with the fresher tyres, I'll be able to undercut him. and be ahead of him by the time I come out of the pits. That would be the plan. Am I going to come out ahead of these guys just coming down the pit entry now? I think it was another lag, wasn't it? Was that another lag or was that just me? I'm not sure. That looked like another lag to me. So I lost a little bit more time, and it looks like I'm going to be ahead of the guys behind just about. Yes, I am. A couple of seconds. So I just need to push now on this outlap then. Hopefully then I can take Ownage in this phase. I should have a lot more grip with these fresher tyres. That tyres give you a lot more grip when they're brand new. Gone to Rich then straight away down the straight, so really trying to gain as much time as I can, using lots of curves as well. What is the gap to Ownage then? We'll check it here and we'll check it at the end of the second sector. 12.7 seconds then, so we'll remember that and we'll see if it goes down towards the end of the second sector. I ran a little bit deep there, but not too bad. 12.7, remember that. I'll probably forget it, but I'll try and remember it. I'll do my best. 12.7 and optimal fuel now as well. Got a little bit deep there, missed my apex. I'm away from the apex this whole corner, but I'll get away with it. A little bit of wheel spin there on the exit, just trying to lay the power down. Shifting up early there, all over the curve, but don't quite run off the circuit, which is good. Going through to P1, down to 4th in the wet. In the dry and qualifying at least, that's a quick flick to 5th, then straight back up to 6th. So flick it into 5th to get the car to turn in, to get it slowed down, and then straight back up to 6th and hard on the throttle before you even get to the apex. It's a very aggressive corner to go quickly through there. So coming to the end of the second sector then, so am I up? It was 12.7 seconds for Ownage. Hopefully I've gained some time. Oh, ran a bit wide there, but I got away with it. It is now 11.8, so I've gained almost a second then in that middle sector, so I should be comfortably ahead of him, hopefully, by the time he comes out the pits. And just watching on the minimap, making sure he does actually pit this lap. I think he will. And he does indeed. He has pitted this lap then. So just need to not make any mistakes now, and we'll be ahead of him. Managed to get slowed down nicely. A little bit of full throttle there between the quarters, pretty much just jamming on the throttle, really trying to get a bit of power down. Trying to minimize wheel spin on that final corner though, because you want a good exit there. And there's Ownage then in the pit lane now. I've already gone past him, but will I be ahead of him? He does get to take a shortcut at this first corner. He goes on the inside of it. But it looks like I'm going to be quite comfortably ahead of him. And there he is. And I am indeed, well, not as comfortable as I thought it was going to be, but enough. I'm about a second ahead of him by the looks of it. Maybe a little bit more, but not a lot more. So pitting one lap earlier has definitely helped me, but I feel like I was a bit robbed of that position anyway, because I don't think Ownage would have got past me. He's not got great straight line speed, and I have. And he seems to be able to keep up me in the corners, but not get close enough with the slipstream, the dirty air rather, to get past. Just 2 10s across that line, lots of slipstream helping him a lot through there. So I feel like it's all been restored then. I'm back to where I should be. And in first position in this race. After those 2, maybe even 3 lag freezes, 1 in the pits. Going a little bit deep there. I just can't. The front end just does not feel good in the wet. In the dry it felt great, but in the wet, something about the front end. Maybe it's the high front downforce. I'm not too sure. High front ride height. Something about it is just, it just doesn't, that particular corner, I just get lots of understeer. It's off camber. It's not a great corner for that, but a lot of understeer. So he just ran very wide there. That would have definitely cost him some time. And I might be just about a second gap to him, but it doesn't really make a difference in the wet because there's no DRS, of course. And get on throttle relatively early there. I've got lap 8 now of 22 then, so actually not far off halfway this race already. And it looks like I've gone purple straight away then. I should expect with the fresher tyres. He's only 8 tenths behind me then, so he's pretty close. I'm using all my curves now to try and get away from him, but I expect he'll be close to me come the braking zone. Purely because you get a lot of slipstream down this straight in particular, because there's corners that are slowing you down, and that'll have a lesser effect on him because he'll be in the slipstream. And he's not too close to me. You can see him there though, so he's got a little bit closer than I would like. See the proximity arrows, I mean, and the mirrors as well. If you use them, I never really use them, even in commentary during the race or whatever. I never really use the onboard mirrors. I always look behind, as I'm sure you know. It's done a purple though, 55.3. And he's just 6 tenths behind me. Then I've gone a little bit deep there, but I'll get away with it just about. Bit of wheel speed on the exit. Again, get away with it. Confirmation of my fastest lap there, so Ownage is very close behind me now. He will be undoubtedly slipstreaming me all down here and all down the main, I think it's the camel straight, isn't it? And I just tells me he's on full revs. I'll go to Rich as well then. Hopefully try and defend from him. He's coming fast. Use a bit of curves here. Try and defend. And again, looks like that he must have hit the rev limiter. I think he must have very short gears. And that's just enabled him not to get close enough to me. I've gone a further 2 tenths up there down that straight. That's probably Rich mixture that helped that. He's just 2 tenths behind me as we cross the line there then. Taking lots of curve both on the inside and outside. See if I can get it slowed down this time. I can just about, but look at that. Just no front grip. I know it's wet, but it just looks bad. This corner, not too bad. See, the front just kind of dials into the corner a bit and it's not too bad, but through that long right-hander, it's just so difficult. Lots and lots of understeer. nearly that corner. I've just touched the curb. That scared me a bit. If you go over that curve, if you straddle the curve, quite often it drags you wide. The car scrapes on the curb and you just go wide. You lose, your front wheels come up in the air, you lose grip on the front. And just coming to the end of lap 9 now, or towards the end. Only just still very, very close indeed. So I expect he will be very close come the end of this lap. Just a little wheel spin up the exit of that corner. Not too bad, but... And look how close he is to me now then. So we'll be definitely mounting a big challenge here. Can use all of my curves then to try and stay away from him. Go to Rich as well. Looks like I might be able to hold him off for now at least. Expect he's on standard fuel since he's not gaining on me now. I'll probably go to Rich. That's what I would do. I'll go on to standard. And he's right close to me, but I'm going to stay in the middle of the track. I doubt he'd have a dive the inside. Get it slowed down nicely, which I've done beautifully. Take a bit of curb, bit of oversteer there to correct it quickly. Little snap of the car. Try and get a good exit now. He was very, very close behind me. I've managed to get a good exit. Managed to gain a lot of time on the exit. Like I said, I've got better traction generally. I tend to get less wheel spin than other cars and get better exits out of corners. Nice line through there. Hit my apex nicely. Just don't touch that curve. That was sweet. Bit of curves then. He's going to be very, very close to me indeed once again down this straight. Lap 10 there's not quite halfway through this race yet. Very close to it, but not quite there. He's a little way back, but he'll have lots of slipstream down here, I don't doubt. Bit of curves then just to make sure he's not going to be close enough to me, and he's not again. Looks like he's close, but again, look, just stops gaining on me all of a sudden. I think he must be in the rev limiter. Just 2/10 once again, taking lots of curb on the inside there. Even though it's a tall curb, it's quite a smooth gradient, so you can actually take a lot of curb there. And it doesn't really affect the car too much. It's high enough downforce. As that was a pretty sweet corner there. But look, the second half of this corner, just no front grip. Just drifting the car through most of the corners, just trying to keep it in a straight line. Getting on the power as much as I possibly can. This has been a good sector so far. Managed to pull out a little bit from Ownage. Lots of grass there. Oh, that was pretty sweet there. Didn't quite touch the curb as what we want to do. And another lag, and that pushes Ownage ahead once again. So that's my, well, call it the third lag of the race then. And the third time that's given Ownage a free overtake, a free position. And cost me once again. This is affecting me big time in this race. Hopefully I've got half curves and I'm in a slipstream now, and I've got longer gear ratios than him, we know this. Oh, but on the curb there, going to Rich as well. Gonna hopefully close him down big time. Quite way back at the moment, but I expect I'll close him down quickly. And I am indeed. Look at this, absolutely monster. I have to go to standard in fact, I want to hit him through this corner. And I still end up hitting him on the exit there. Lots of dirty air. Let's have a little look around the outside, but don't want to be diving up the inside or outside even, and locking my wheel, and ended up straight on. And look how close I am to him now. Definitely a better exit than he got last lap against me. Just 2/10 across the line, so I'll have a little look up the inside here. But no, think better of that. That's not wise. Take lots of curb there, just trying to take a different line to him. Didn't really work. Compromised my exit heavily. And you see only just a fast up the race there, just a couple of hundreds up on my best. So about 500 or so up on my best. So very, very similarly paced as we almost always are, me and Ownage. And right in the slipstream once again then, so we should be very, very close to him indeed. Here we go. He'll already be in the rev limiter, I expect, and I'm not, and I am now just about to still gain on, still going. Have a look on the outside here, then trying to outbrake him. Hasn't quite worked. I'll ease off the brakes though, see if I can sneak around his outside here, halfway alongside him. Up the inside for the next corner. Can I make move stick? No, he's still there. Gonna have to give him room on the inside. And oh, a little bit of push there, but fair enough. We were side by side, and he's now on the inside for his next corner. So I'll brake early. Gonna try and undercut him, try and get into the apex now, but no, I haven't got enough grip, and he's managed to slow it down sweetly there. Nice driving by him. So very, very nearly managed to get him on the outside there. Very close indeed, but only managed to hold it there. Just keep us calm, and side by side there for about 3 or 4 corners in a row, won't we? Lots of grass there, just trying to avoid the slipstream of Ownage. Yeah, I keep saying slipstream. Slipstream is a good thing in the straight. Dirty air is the bad thing in the corners. Trying to avoid the dirty air through the corners, and again trying to do the same thing, but not quite managing it through here. It's almost impossible to get a different line through here without being horribly slow. You see Ownage just waggling the tail of that car, flapping it all over the place. And lap 11:22, so we are halfway through now then. Just 4/10 back from him, got lots of curves here then. I don't think I've gone Rich this time. I learned my lesson last time, we close off on him too quick when you go Rich, and it's going to happen again though. And look at this, am I Rich? I'm going to be around his outside here. This probably isn't going to work, but I'm going to go for it anyway. And just not quite alongside him, but he's going to squeeze me, but I'm going to steal that position here. Have a look at the inside now, and can I outbrake him? I can indeed. Right up the inside, and need to make this next corner. Hold it tightly on the apex so you can't undercut me, and now get on the power as quickly as I can. And just about managed to be ahead of him, but he's going to have a look at the inside now. He is alongside me. He's well alongside me. He's going to look at the inside of this next corner then, so I'm going to try and brake, leaving plenty of room on the inside. Get it turned down. Oh, I've spun. I managed to spin it, and I saw there bottom right, I was in reverse. I was actually in reverse for a brief few seconds there, and I think I might have mentioned before, Well, I know I mentioned it in the last race by accident, didn't I? My wheel, unfortunately, is faulty. Funny enough, I have just bought one literally last night. I ordered the same wheel again. So that will be fixed, but like I explained in the last race, the downshifter is a little bit faulty, so sometimes it'll downshift for me. I was in first there. There's no reason for me to continue downshifting. I was in first. I was turning into the corner. I wouldn't ever downshift there unless, you know, I was accidentally in fourth or something, you know. Even second gear then, I might even keep it in second through that corner, so there'd be no reason for me to downshift through neutral, bearing in mind, through neutral and then reverse. It's on 5 seconds back from Ownage now. There'd be no shift, needs to downshift there normally, so it was definitely a wheel mess up. So unfortunately that's cost me a lot of time to Ownage there. I just hope it doesn't happen again, but it wasn't. Took me a few seconds to figure out what was going on there. I was just, of course, turning to corner, suddenly I'm facing the wrong way. Just insta spin, I had no idea what was going on. Then I realised it was in reverse. But anyway, so you can see it's telling me to pit stop there. Ownage is behind me. He has pitted for a set of intermediate tyres. Bearing in mind, at this moment, I thought he'd actually pitted for a full wet set of tyres. I was thinking, great, he's miles behind me. I'm going to go straight to inters. He's going to also have to pit for inters. But I do know now, with the benefit of hindsight, that he has actually already got a set of intermediate tyres on. I've actually gone 2 laps further than I should have done in this stint. I was due to pit on lap 14, and I've gone all the way to lap 16. Because it just doesn't, even now, it looks very wet. It just doesn't quite look ready, does it? Not at all. 6.2 seconds down, just keep an eye on that. So that's why I was holding out. I was thinking it's not ready yet. It's just not ready. And Ownage hasn't been gaining on me, which is why I thought it was on full wets. So I thought, well, he can't be on inters because his lap times aren't too different to mine. So I'll stay out and go straight to intermediate tyres. Push these tyres a little bit further than they'd like to go. They're quite worn now. Hopefully I show the tyre wear graph. There it is. Quite worn. Not too bad, but they're pretty worn. I do need to pit them fairly soon. And chicane has a 53.9 there, so he's definitely on fresh tyres, probably intermediates. And what was the gap again? 6.9? Have I made that up? I can't remember. My memory's terrible. Anyway, let's see what the gap is now to Ownage. I'm going to cross this line in a few seconds. There we go, 4.9, so it definitely was more than that. So it's now 100% time for intermediate tyres, and that's the point there where I thought, well, perhaps Ownage has got a set of intermediate tyres on. In fact, no, I thought, well, that's just him having fresher wet tyres. I didn't think he was on inters still till I pit in a minute. Just that break myself there, that's a sign that it's definitely ready for intermediates. Coming into the pits now, try and avoid the walls, which I've managed to do. Pretty sweet. Going to lead as well. And Ownage just not following me in, so he is definitely on intermediate tyres. So I'm going to be a long way back from him then. But, as always, never give up. Never ever give up. Anything can happen. Ownage could have what I had. He could have, you know, the reverse glitch. Well, not glitch, he could have it, you know, accidentally flip it to reverse and spin, lose 5 seconds straight away. He could lose his front wing. That could easily happen. He could run out of tyres, he could run out of fuel. Anything can happen. Or I could just be faster than him on these tyres. They're certainly not fresher. He pitted too early for them, so they've been cold for the first couple of laps. So he's been on them probably about 3, maybe even 4 laps. Longer than me, and there's only 5 laps to the end. So now, it's time to push. Push like hell. Really, really push hard. And see if we can get that gap down then. 8.5 seconds then to Ownage at the moment. That's a big, big gap in 5 laps. Need to be over a second lap quicker than him on average. But we're going to go for it. We're going to absolutely push. Suffer does a fast lap there at 53.8. So already then pushing. You see they're running wide, oversteer on the curb. These tyres do give good grip. So the track is definitely ready for inters. But even now it still looks pretty wet. But definitely is intermediate tyres. So the rear tyres are a little bit cold, but not too bad. They'll warm up, I'm sure. As I've run wide there, got away with it that time though. That's just showing me I'm pushing. This is my first lap on intermediate tyres, but I am pushing. I really need to catch Ownage. What I forgot to lose, look at the gap to behind on the minimap. Absolutely huge. I'm not sure of the actual time gap. We'll check it in a minute, but absolutely huge gap to behind. So even if I completely destroy these tyres, I have to pit again even. I should still be able to come out ahead of the car behind. Purely because they're so far back. So 7.7 seconds already now. I think that's gone down already, isn't it? Isn't it? Maybe by a little bit, not by huge amounts, but 7.7 seconds ends Ownage. So quite a gap still. I can do this. I believe in myself. I've just got to really push. Really, really push hard. 18.3 seconds to Jack first behind then. So not quite a pit stop, but not far off it. So even like I say, even if I destroy these tyres or something silly happens like I spin, I'll still be able to recover plentiful ahead. So I'm safe in this position. All I can do now is attack. 7.5 seconds straight away. We saw there for a brief second as we skip, I believe, just to the end of that last lap. Just 1 lap ahead now, and I've done a purple 51.0 then. 6.8 seconds to Ownage then. So that's a whole second then in about a lap. And so that's about what I need to do. I need to do a bit more than that though, so I need more speed. More speed, please. Let's push. And I'm on standard for now. On optimal fuel, not sure how much I've got left. Won't be too much of rich mixture I can use. Ferrari Rouge now absolutely flat through there, easy. Up into 7th. Bit of curves once I'm in 7th to help the engine just a little bit in the low revs. 19.5 seconds to Jack first now, so I managed to pull it out from him. And I'll skip now with just 300s down on that first sector. 6.7 then still. About the same, wasn't it, as it was before. So we're now just going to absolutely push. I will now show you from now right to the end of the race, no more cuts. You'll just see me pushing like absolute crazy. And I find these tyres, look at that, a lot more grip. I'm even having to correct the rear end on the exit there because the front's a bit keen. A lot of grip there through that right-hander. And don't know why, but there's a big difference between inters to wets. And I can tell you, after the race, with the benefit of hindsight, Ownage told me it was the opposite of him. He had reasonable grip on wets through there, but in the inters, he was really struggling through that particular corner, that right-hander, off-camber right-hand corner. So it's an interesting one, but definitely it's helped me. So all I can do now is push, really, really push hard. And hopefully I'll be able to catch him. So what is the gap now? 5.3, so he must have made a big mistake there. What was it, 7.6 for this sector? So over 2 seconds in one sector then. So is that Ownage in trouble? Is he having to go to lean? Or is his tyres destroyed already maybe? Or has he just made a mistake? Not sure. Either way, that's giving me 2 free seconds. I'm not going to complain. I'm really, really pushing it now. Braking very late, as late as I dare, for fear of locking up. And exactly 21 seconds to Jack first now then. So being a lot on him so far this lap as well. Hopefully the gate's trying to minimise wheel spin. I'll do another purple then. Just about into the 50s now. I went to 50.970. It's only 4.7 to Ownage now, so another half a second, isn't it? Wasn't that 5.2, wasn't it? Another half a second in that final sector alone, so now I'm smelling blood now. Straight to Rich, you saw that. Lap 20 of 22. Just 3 laps left to go, including this one. I'm setting purple sectors though all over the shop, and I'm just pushing. I really am pushing now. Come on, I need to catch him. Nothing to lose. Let's just absolutely go for it. What is the gap going to be now? It was 4.7. It is now 4.3. 4/10 of a second in a sector that's mostly full throttle. 10th and a half up then on my previous. In the first sector alone, purple, fastest of anyone. Really, really pushing it now. Down to second, just down to first as we get to the apex there. Keep it nice and tight if I can. On the throttle very early. Bit of boost on the exit now. You can see I'm pushing, having to correct the oversteer there. Get it tucked into the apex nicely. Bit of oversteer there, pushing me right onto the curb. Really pushing out, up for the gears. Come on, up into 6th. Couple of gears. Oh no, just down to 5th now, actually. On the throttle very early there. And we just saw a glimpse of Ownage ahead there as well. We can now start to see his car once again. Just saw him turn into that corner, so we can start to see his car now. That's it. Visual signs that we're catching him nicely there. Good front end on this car now. On the throttle very early. Use lots of curb on the exit. Get it slowed down into second. Take a bit of curb on the inside. Hard on the throttle. Touch the curb on the outside. What is it now? 3.8 then. So what was it? 4.3 wasn't it? I think. So what's that? Half a second. A further half a second. That middle sector alone. So that's what, 9/10 on this lap so far, and we've still got a sector to go, so it's looking good. Really, really pushing. Rich mixture as well. I've just gone for it. I'm hoping that I'm going to have enough fuel to go rich on all the straights to the end. Down to first, just about managed to get slowed down. We can definitely see Ownage now. He's getting visually closer. Lots of wheel spin on the exit then, just trying to get the power down. What is that now? It's 4/10 down on my previous, but that's okay. 3.1 seconds now then. So, wow, what did I start the lap on? Started the lap on, what was it, 5.7 was it? That doesn't sound right. 4.7. That's got to be more like it, surely. I can't even remember, my memory's so bad. 3.1 seconds it is now anyway. Gone to Rich then, through a Rouge. Just 2 laps left to go, including this lap. So, come on, I can do this. Not far to go now. I seem to be gaining a lot on him. I think he must be struggling with tyres. Really, I've got to push. Got to push it. I can do this. Look at the huge gap to behind. 23 seconds to Jack first now, and so no worries still from behind at all. Down to standard mix. 2.8 seconds now then, so sub 3 seconds with less than 2 laps to go. So once again, I still need to be about a second, well, over a second and a half quicker than him of his final couple of laps. But again, just one more little mistake for him, pushes wide perhaps, he loses another second, then it's definitely doable. Might not even need that though. Lots of wheel spin there, lots of opposite lock, just trying to keep the car under control, trying to get into the apex, my apex a little bit there, a little bit wide there, right up on the curb. You can see Ownage ahead again, once again now. See him turn into that corner there, he's definitely closer this lap, a lot closer. At least probably 2 seconds I would say closer, all over the curb there, managed to get away with it once again though, got a little bit lucky through there. Up to 6th then. Through chicane, you can see him once again. We're now starting to see him through most straights, showing how much closer he is. I suspect he's been watching the gap as well, and he won't be managing the gap because he won't have liked me to get this close. He would have wanted to push, but I expect he is pushing now. 2.2 seconds then. So come the end of this lap, it might even be under 2 seconds then for the final lap of the race. I could well catch him, you know, in the final sector of the final lap on this race here. You can see his vapor trail there. Just about, you can see it wisping up from his car. And I mean Rich still down this straight, so just using Rich as much as I can. Down to first, get it all slowed down, get it turned in nicely. Little bit of burst of throttle there between the corners. And look how close I am to him now. Bit of oversteer on the exit there, getting very excited now as to how close I am to him. What is the gap? 1.6 seconds, so I've gained a huge amount. I'm actually losing time, 1.1 down on previous, so I'm actually losing time, must be my tyres. But 1.6 seconds only now between me and Ownage. I've got this gap down hugely. Unfortunately, I've now gone to -1 as well there, look. So I can't now use Rich down this straight. So I'm going to have to see if I can use some lean in the middle sector. So that's a bit unfortunate. One more lap of Rich and I think I'm doing right on him. I might not be now, but we'll see. Using curves then, saving half then, which I may well need for the final back straights at the Wellington straight. Might have made that up. One to Kemmel, one to Wellington straight. Oh no, Wellington is Silverstone, isn't it? Oh, I don't know. The back straight, we'll call it. 1.5 seconds then, so a further 10th that first sector. So less of a gain there, because I couldn't use Rich, but I'm now on lean then, so I won't have as much straight line speed, that's for sure. But I will be conserving fuel, which I will need for the end, no doubt. So I hopefully can go Rich all the way down the back straight. And it still looks visually close. A bit of wheel spin there, getting on the curb. Taking a bit of curb for the entry there. Getting nice lots of curb on the apex. On throttle very early. Straight to standard then. This is a bit of a straight now. I don't want to be losing too much time down here. Flip it down to 5th, get it turned in nicely. Hit the apex there. Very wide. Managed to avoid the curb though enough on that lap. And look at this. I think I'm moving his slipstream now then. So, final lap. We're coming into the final sector of the final lap. Hunting him down 10th by 10th on every single corner. And look at this. Definitely gained on him now. We are well within his slipstream. Just, I would say, 6 or 7 tenths now. Very close indeed. A little bit of boost on the exit there. What is it? It's just 6 tenths then, so I've already used all my curves then. Straight away gone to Rich now then. Just 6 tenths. Can I get in the slipstream? And can I reel him down? I am in the slipstream. You can see the camera wobbling. I'm on Rich mixture then. Close down beautifully. Going to go to standard. I'm going to hit him through this corner once again. And again, look how close I am to him. Yeah, they're just quickly easing out the throttle. Going back straight back to Rich then. Going to have a look on his outside then for the final lap of the race. Just managed to outbrake and they're right onto first gear. Squeeze him on the first apex. I'll have the inside line for the second apex. Can I keep it? Oh, I'm getting too excited. Can I get a good exit and keep him? Oh, gone to -1 of fuel, gone to standard fuel, but no, I've run out of fuel. Can I blub to the line? Can I do it? Not quite. Ownage there managed to beat me by half a tenth of a second at the end of that race. Half a tenth. That's all it was. 5/100ths of a second at the end of that race. Oh, what a mission that was to close him down. Absolutely amazing, but just ran out of fuel towards the line there. If I didn't run out of fuel there, that would have been a win. I was ahead. I had a better exit. Just blubbing to the line, and that gave him the win. Plenty of time to jack first there, but wow, what a race. What a race. What a finish. Really, really good. Absolutely amazing, but unfortunately then, that means Ownage pulls out for me 7 points once again. And we continue our pattern of he wins one, I win one, he wins one, I win one. We're still alternating wins at the moment, and that was continued for that race purely because I ran out of fuel there. Very close, and what a race that was. That really was something special. It was something special when I raced it, and it's something special now that I've commentated it. It really was good. I really enjoyed that. Back to 10 points now to Ownage though, unfortunately in the championship. With Italy, that must be next, Monza. So usually I did win it there last year with a very close race against Zomac, I believe it was. So it should be a close race. So hopefully then I can win that race and close once again to Ownage. And it would have been 3 in a row, but it wasn't to be, was it, in that race? Just ran out of fuel for the end. But there we go. What a race. Really enjoyed that one. I hope you did too. And I thank you for watching.